Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, community. This is Binarai, and this is the Raptoreum Weekly Update for October. It's good to be back. Fragments of Infinity. Make sure you're at our Discord. The link is at the top right of the stream. That is discord.gg/Raptoreum. We're also on X. That's at Raptoreum. Make sure you're at our Telegram as well to collect that rain at the end of the stream. That is at Raptoreum with 2 M's. Share the stream. This is the official Raptoreum YouTube channel. Give the stream a like, share the stream, click the subscribe button and the little bell. Let's get this stream started. If you want to make a comment in the YouTube, you need to be a subscriber for at least 1 minute. How you doing, Sherm? What's up, Messiah's D10s? Good to see you, man. How you doing, Jay? And Tenacious D, how you doing, man? Good to see you.
will flow, my every breath slow and go. Yeah, that's how you make me feel I'm yours. You bring me up when I hear only radio static. Play me a song on repeat. Right now, you hit me like chemicals. I doubt I'll ever gonna let you go. To come down feels like a bitter antidote. Never let go, never let go. No. Right now, hit me like chemicals. Right now, never gonna let you go. To come down like a bitter antidote. Never let go, never let go. Don't you know, we all need someone to love me, someone to make it feel like home. You make me feel I'm home.
How you doing, Dario?
You bring me up when I hear only radio static. Play me a song on repeat. You hit me like right now, you hit me like chemicals. I doubt I'll ever gonna let you go. To come down feels like a bitter antidote. Never let go, never let go. Right now, you hit me like chemicals. I doubt I'm ever gonna let you go. To come down feels like a bitter antidote. Right now, hit me like chemicals. Right now, never gonna let you go. To come down like a bitter antidote.
Hey, Nicholas, how you doing, man? Good to see you. Raptoreum. Almost there now, just over a minute, and we'll get started. All right, I think it's about time. Hello, community. How are you all? Make a comment in the chat. Let us know how you are. My name's Paul Mill from Raptoreum Core. And to my right, we have a very, well, I suppose he's a familiar face. He's the head of Spanish marketing for Raptoreum, and this is Alejandro Molina. It's good to see you again, Alejandro. Can we do a mic check? Is it working?
Yes. Do you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear. And below we have the one and only, the general badass, the strategic director for Raptoreum, Hunter Schultz. So it's great to be here. We do apologize for missing last week, but it is what it is. It couldn't be done, so we didn't do it. And also we are starting an hour late because I had Windows 11 update issues and my PC was like almost grinding to a halt. I could barely move the mouse, so I had to sort that out. But yes, we are here, we are live, and we have some updates for you. So as usual, I'll start the stream off. What was that? I've got a piece of a mobile phone stuck to my hand. Okay, I'll start the stream off. Please click like on that stream. There's only 23.7%, or it might be 27.3% of you who watch the streams who actually do that. We would like to get that over 50%. That would be great. Please click like. Also click that little subscribe button and click the little bell as well to be kept up to date with any more Raptoreum videos that we might put out there in the future. And give us a follow as well. We're on pretty much every social media network. We're on X, we're on Reddit, we're on Medium, we're on Telegram, we're on Facebook, usually at Raptoreum. We're on TikTok as well, but that's at official Raptoreum. Seems like someone stole the username for Raptoreum on TikTok. So, but also obviously we're here on YouTube as well. So, what else do I need to say? Oh yes, after the stream ends, we usually do a little bit of rain. That is collecting real Raptoreum coins using a bot that our Jamadi's head of marketing has coded, and that is the Raptorus bot. And you can send and receive Raptoreum coins amongst community members using that bot. This bot's currently on Telegram. We used to do rain on Discord after the stream ends, but we've been doing it on Telegram for a while now due to his bot working a lot more smoothly than the one that's on Discord, but I'm not going to say any more about that. So we will be reigning in the English chat. That's at Raptoreum with 2 M's. Then we'll be reigning in the Spanish channel, and then we'll be reigning in the Russian channel as well. Those are pretty active communities, so they deserve to receive a bit of Raptoreum reign. And I suppose the next thing I can talk about is the stream name. I was thinking about what I could call the stream, and what did I call the stream? I can't remember what I called it. What did I call it? Oh yeah, Fragments of Infinity. That's it. I should have remembered that. Yeah, so Fragments of Infinity. So I called the stream that because every time myself and Hunter and a few other people get together, the possibilities based on the fragments that we're putting together during our calls and things like that, it's pretty much infinity. The possibilities of what can come from just putting your mind to something and using the tools that you already have in front of you. So we're going to touch up on what we've talked about shortly, but we're not going to talk about it now. David is currently at Token 2049 in Singapore. I have requested some images from him, but he hasn't sent me anything yet. But he did give me a small update about the first day. And so this is the second time a Raptoreum representative has been at Token 2049. Last year there was myself, David, and Fabrice Crew from Raptoreum France. And yes, it was a great time, made lots of connections. But David's there on his own this time. I couldn't get there this year, but hopefully I can get there next year. But he's given a few updates. It generally highlights the momentum and also the opportunities that are being created for Raptoreum. So he mentioned that he was building new relationships. So he's been in discussions with several potential partners across different segments of the blockchain space, primarily focused on identifying synergies where Raptoreum's unique capabilities, such as asset issuance and the way that is structured, such as the sub assets, IP protection, things like Hunter has talked a lot about. He's even wrote a book about it. And also decentralized compute. This is something we're aspiring towards with the help of Apache Spark and running it in sort of decentralized and distributed VMs, namely Java, Python, Scala, and R languages, and how they can bring value and how we can progress that and get to the goal where we need to get to. Also, we do have existing partners, and that they were attending the conference as well. And sometimes when you are speaking to partners that you already interact with in such Telegram or Discord, you can't really get sort of your point across or the natural sort of expression across. And so when David's there, he's speaking to existing partners as well, to sort of push forwards new directions and deepen collaborations as well. So we've already got certain initiatives with partners right now, but David mentioned to me that one of the goals was to expand those initiatives and also drive adoption with the tools that both projects have at hand. Or say projects, it could be exchange, it could be any sort of partner, and also ensure the Raptoreum ecosystem continues to grow stronger with long-term collaboration and active communication between partners. Another thing David mentioned was he's actively engaging with solution providers to explore new tools that are available to the blockchain space, and also technologies that could be potentially integrated into a future Raptoreum ecosystem, such as like enhancements around decentralized storage, which is something that's been heavily discussed in the background, not just between myself, Hunter, and Small Paul, and people like that, but other people building on chain and looking for additional utility with the decentralized storage that brings. Also, IP linked assets and setting standards in delivering that sort of technology in a secure way, and also new use cases for RTM's underlying tech. So as I mentioned earlier, we're constantly peeling back the layers, zooming out and looking at what the possibilities are with what we have at hand right now. And the more we look at it, the bigger the scope is, and the bigger our ideas are, and the realization that these sort of things can actually be accomplished right now is good, especially when you have a developer that's excited as well and sees the potential, and also the difference in the Raptoreum blockchain in how it's constructed, and also how it's also distributed across the world as well. So that's great. So last year when we were at Token 2049, we made a lot of connections, and I'm sure that David's going to come back wagging his tail. I'm not saying he's a dog or anything like that, but he's gonna be really happy with connections he's made, and we're going to hear more news from that.
Budweiser.
What are you saying?
Budweiser. It's just Budweiser is coming, so we know. Be prepared.
Well, David always says he's a pig. He's Big Piggy. That's his username. So
I know, and you know it's coming.
If that's what he says, then
Okay. Okay.
I suppose. I mean, I've met him in person. Yeah, the name fits. Let's put it that way. David, if you're watching,
We love you.
Yeah, we love you. But yeah, the name fits. He's a big pig, so he's a big piggy.
There you go.
Yeah, so be there again underscores our commitment really to pushing the visibility of the project on a global stage. We want to be at the forefront of blockchain innovation, and if you don't intermingle with people who are pushing boundaries in their own ways, then you're never going to innovate yourselves. So that's what we're doing, and that's what we're pushing on, and that's what we're excited about. So hopefully David will give us an update maybe later on and send us some pictures and things like that. As you may or may not know, we had a bot in the Discord that helped us promote the X channel. That bot has now turned into a paid premium service. So I mean, it's not that much. Budweiser told me it was $40 a month, but I don't think it's that. I think it's about $20. I'm tempted to just upgrade and pay it. Obviously it's out my own pocket, but I think it did a lot of good for the X channel. So, and also give people a bit of a reward at the end of it with the leaderboard and things like that. So yeah, I might just upgrade and pay for that myself.
Do you want me to talk about? Do you want me to kind of introduce what's been going on behind the scenes a little bit?
What do you mean?
Well, the what we talked about last night with Small Paul.
Yeah, I suppose that has been over a couple of weeks, hasn't it? Really. So
The thing is, for those who don't know for context, Tuesday nights for quite a while now. Small Paul, Binarai, and myself have had sometimes 2.5 hour chats, calls on Discord, and going over Raptor IP and user interface and ideas for graphics and all sorts of things, technology. And it's not unusual for our resident, how do I put him? Our resident, what?
I don't need it. I don't need a label. Don't.
Okay. Our resident non-label dude to come up with a grand idea or two, and he's come up with quite a few actually. And so we're all contributing, and then we have a great developer that is doing great work on Raptor Lock, and it's you can actually go to the site and see it. If you've been paying attention, you know there's a lot of work that's gone into it. And what I heard over the last several weeks was this idea of being able to access a wallet just by clicking on an asset. And so it was easier, the ease of use of getting into your account. All you had to do is remember your asset name. And then and that was Binarai. And then another thing that he mentioned, it was just off the top of his head, and that was essentially, we've got 50 megabytes of space on an asset.
Yeah, but you say you've got 50 megabyte, right? But
yeah.
you can stack data which links to more 50 megabyte areas. So you could literally have unlimited data in an asset if you really wanted to. But anyway,
Here you go again.
We'll talk about that another time. But anyway,
you just here he did it again. I mean, this is what it's like on those Tuesday calls. Sometimes it's a lot of fun, but what's come into this is the ability to run programs. This is my non-technical mind. I'm trying to process this as they're talking about it because I'm not a programmer. Running programs off of IPFS. Is that like a one sentence summary that works for you to kind of take over and run with it?
I mean, I suppose so. I think what I initially thought about, because I've been working on my own applications in the background. Hunter knows about a couple of them, but along the way, it come to light that we're sending each other these assets, or we might be or we might not be, and we have X amount of megabyte space underneath an asset to stick a file or whatever, or some text. So I thought, why not? In the future, if someone wants to create this, go ahead. Why not in the future have a wallet that basically looks like an iPhone or an Android phone, yeah, and the apps on your wallet would be assets. So there'll be asset apps, and underneath the skin of these assets would be the code for the app to run. Now these asset apps would be updatable in terms of their metadata. This would allow developers or I suppose website developers are the same thing. Yeah, developers to update their code and their app with either a new IPFS information or a new file entirely underneath that asset. One of the restrictions with doing this is literally something that's come to light as I just thought as a Hunter was just saying, it's 50 megabyte. So another way of doing this is stacking IPFS and running the the code in a distributed sense by stacking them, which means you could literally have the CIDs stacked, connected to each other, and working on the back of each other as well. And so I could send you an app that I've created, but I'll send you the asset, and you just add it to your asset wallet and click on it and run it. So this was initially thought about to mitigate a situation where small pools, centralized sort of front end of running Raptorlock IP would never go down, because if it's in a decentralized setting connected to a decentralized application, then you could always access that and access the application, because it's out of his hands. The only thing he could update would be the metadata of the asset, and if he loses access to his wallet, the metadata is still there anyway, and he can see the holders for that asset, and if he lost access to his wallet, he could still distribute the assets to all the holders that currently hold the old asset. So it makes sense to me, and it sort of puts what would have normally been centralized sort of control over something, well, it could be anything. It basically puts it in a decentralized environment, which I think is very powerful, because it literally, the app breaks down borders. There's no restrictions. So I think it's very powerful. And when I mentioned it to Paul, he got very excited about it. And as far as I understand it, he's coded it and built it, which is pretty exciting. So we are looking forward to seeing the fruits of his labor, as far as I understand, potentially tomorrow. And we'll be doing some testing in the background to just make sure everything's working with it. And yeah, it's working. So that's that. I mean, there's nothing really more to say about it.
I love it when you talk like that, though.
but I think if you zoom out, and I've mentioned before on the last stream, like how I had the idea of having a quantum proof encryption string within an asset, so you could literally use either a login asset or any asset that has this string within it to log into a website, which would transfer the user experience in decentralized setting without having to have cookies or anything in the browser, or having to have a centralized server with any information of the user, because it's in a decentralized environment. So if you combine the two, where you would have the app on the metadata of an asset, but the app would be inside the same wallet as an asset with that string, or an asset with the login asset, then that app can be accessed using all of that, using the encryption and the password that's connected to it. So, you know, all these little things come together, and there's even more things that we can do that I'm not going to mention it on this stream. I'm going to save it for the next one, because I haven't told Small Paul about it yet. But yeah, I've got some other ideas as well of what we can do with assets and how they can interconnect together and sort of almost automate themselves to complete tasks using the underlying code and programmable automations that we can put inside them. So yes, so that's that. Is that good enough, Hunter?
Wonderful. Okay. Gird your loins, Paul.
All right, okay.
Small Paul better be ready for next week. That's all I got to say about that.
So if someone's watching, create a wallet, a secure wallet that's an app on your phone, and have it displayed like an iPhone or something like that, and have the ability to flick between standard assets, or assets that are apps. And maybe you could try and set a standard for how an asset is defined as an app, or an asset is defined as a standard asset. Maybe there's a special string that we can put inside the asset to define it, so the wallet would automatically pick it up, and have it so that you could just click on the asset, and it would open the code within the metadata. Now that would be cool, and I think that's game changing personally. I'm sure there's some boffins out there that can complete that task, because if you don't, I will.
I know how you will.
There has been a couple of people that have complimented on the nice design of our website, even though it was done quite a while ago now. And there's also one of two of you that have noted or mentioned to me that there are some things that we need to tweak on the website, such as the trade ogre link, obviously, because that's not working. Potentially need to remove inodes there. I was leaving it until the last minute because obviously there's still access needed to that. So, and there's a few other things on there that I would like to update as well. So I will get that done. It's on my to-do list for this week. And I don't know whether... Oh yeah, I've been working on the stream slides as well to make them better. And add in a community section to highlight some of the projects in a bit more in depth, with a mini deck for obviously Raptor IP, RTM market, and other things like that. I think that would be a good addition to that. Charlie has not been very well. I don't know whether he wanted me to mention it or not, but yeah, he's not been very well. He hurt his back, and parts of his body are numb apparently, so he's not in a good place at all. One thing he didn't mention to me was whether his thing, the downstairs thing, was numb. I don't know. Maybe we should ask him. If anyone wants to tag Charlie and ask him that, I'm sure he will appreciate that. Make sure it's in general chat as well, so it'll really please him. I think that's about it from me. I think Alejandro's here, so it's only fair that he's in the middle of me and Hunter, and he can tell us what he's been doing and
sandwich.
talk to the community. And how are you? How are you? It's really good to see you. It's good to see you.
It's good to see you too, guys. It's very good. I'm sorry for being away. I have many personal things and things happen to my life and my family, and actually I'm getting back right now. Like you see, my English is worse than 6 months ago, so I'm trying to understand everything and to talk about all I can talk. I've been away and I'm really sorry. Like I say, many personal things, difficult things, but I'm back here. I will try to do my best again, and with you guys sharing on the streams all the weeks. If I'm invited, I will be here because I got more time now. I've been working hard in a company, and now I finished that job. So the problem is that when it was on Sundays, it was more easy for me. In week time, it was more difficult, you know. So right now, I don't have a job, so I guess I will have more time on the week to work with you guys and share with the community and do a little bit more of community job for Raptoreum in the Spanish community.
You should.
I'm personally I'm surprised that you are talking about many good things and all that. You are talking about the ideas you have. I'm being away from everything, so I have to get back and start to see what's going on. I know iNotes are going to close on December. That was an important news that I transmit to the community. but being away from all other things. Of course, I looked at the web page. It's looking very nice. It's a very nice job. Thank you for that. The rest of that, I'm going to join again the community, the Spanish community, because I'm being always there, but just a little time. So it's very difficult to me because I was working all day and most of the night too. So I'm have more time now. Thanks to God, I have more time right now. And you guys, it's very good to see you again, to be here.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you used to be here every single week, and you were like a staple of all the Raptoreum streams, and you were very involved in the community and things like that. So it's definitely good to see you. And I really miss the blog posts of yours and your AI art and things like that. It's really good. So maybe I've got some things to show you as well, Alejandro. I have got some cool things to show you. I'm sure you'll be impressed.
People should know
it will
that
be very
Alejandro,
good. I will be in touch with you for everything that is coming right now. Even my personal blog was down. I lost my domain. I recovered it right now. I got a personal blog where people was asking, "Hey, where is Alejandro blogs?" Because I needed to see things about the wallet and things like that. So they was asking all the time. I lost it. It was good that I recovered the domain because I was not paying attention to my emails and the things. So when I realized the blog was not online, so it has been difficult things, but I'm away of all that, and I'm ready here to help you guys again and help the community too.
Excellent. So every time you come on the stream, I always ask you to give an update to your Spanish community in Spanish. So, so go ahead.
Okay, thanks for the opportunity. Un saludo a la comunidad en español. Binarai me está dando la oportunidad ahora de venir a saludarles. Sabemos que muchas personas están pendientes de lo que está sucediendo con el proyecto RTM. Yo le acabo de decir ahorita a Binarai y le acabo de comunicar pues que sí, había estado muy alejado de todas las cosas que estaban ocurriendo. Estaba muy alejado también de lo que vienen siendo los en vivo. Bueno, por cuestiones personales, laborales y todo esto. Aún así, pues le estoy diciendo que me estoy otra vez reunificando con el proyecto, otra vez uniéndome a todo lo que está aconteciendo. Oye, y les agradezco muchísimo el apoyo que le han dado, que sabemos que la comunidad en español siempre está ahí, estamos activos en el Telegram. Y pues a decirles que estaré por aquí todas las semanas acompañando a los muchachos y a estar nuevamente informándoles a ustedes acerca de RTM, cómo va el desarrollo, también informándoles pues de las cosas que van sucediendo, también apoyando al equipo con tenemos un espacio en el blog que se llama La Esquina de la Comunidad, donde ahí escribimos algunos artículos importantes, y también estamos pues ya activos nuevamente con mi blog personal, donde hay información sobre RTM. Creo que vienen muchas cosas buenas por ahí, así que bueno, un gran saludo a toda la comunidad. Espero seguir viéndoles por acá toda la semana y compartir más cosas importantes sobre RTM, su desarrollo, y lo que los muchachos siguen trabajando y desarrollando con mucho empeño y dedicación, pues írselo transmitiendo a ustedes para que vayan viendo cómo van las cosas. Muchas gracias y thank you very much, Binarai, for giving the opportunity to share with the community all these great things.
No problem. And the Spanish community and Portuguese as well that you manage as well, isn't it? Very active, very powerful community, even with the head of marketing missing. so I think
Yes.
I think with you back now, you can really push it and get really powerful. I think
Oh yes.
we need to have a good chat in DM, and I'll update you with everything that's been going on and the directions that we're pushing on as a project, and where you can fit into all of that as well, Alejandro.
Thank you.
Hunter, do you speak Spanish?
really. I have a brunette interpreter.
Oh, right. Okay. So you don't.
Yeah.
Okay. I was just wondering if
some things
you understood any of that,
Yeah, a little.
Yeah.
Proyecto, RTM, you know, some of the words I understand that I get. Yeah. And by the way, we should mention that Alejandro is one of our legal eagles. He is a lawyer by training. And that's probably one of
Yes.
the reasons why he's such a good writer. Because it really is.
Yes, I'm a lawyer from almost 14 years. Of course, I was, when you are a lawyer, it's a shame that you are a lawyer in the country where you study law because you know the law of that
You
country.
guys just froze.
I'm from Venezuela. Of course, I'm a lawyer from Venezuela. But it's very good because actually, when you are a lawyer, you know many things, the law of law in all other country and international law, of course, too. So yeah, I know I got something special there too. You give me an special information about it to work with Raptor Lock IP and on some other thing. I haven't had time to look at it, but I will. I will do this to all this week. Try to see what I can collaborate with you guys on that. That will be great.
You need to
That'd
have
actually be
you
good
need
timing.
to, you need to have a deep dive in that. I mean, and while you do it, I think I recommend that you sit down because it's a lot to take in, and once you realise and it clicks in your mind.
Yeah, we've done a pretty big deep dive, and wow, I think between well, you're going to hear more of in my part of the update what's going on. Then you and I can have a conversation. Maybe the three of us can also have a conversation. But yeah,
You might as
Yeah,
well just do your bit now. Do your
okay.
bit now.
Yeah. So let's start off with the project of the moment, which is Raptor Lock IP, and the data fields are set, which means we have the data fields that are going to be required to go forward. And we're actually looking at formatting that's underway right now, and then the user guide after that. But that's more of a formality once the form is done. We found today, for instance, I found that some of the standards require consistent naming patterns. For instance, there are certain fields within the form that should be all caps. And you can use underscores, like a name, first name underscore last name, or just first name, last name. That works, but they have to be in all caps. And downstream from where we're at, because we are at the creation, which is really important for the industry. The creator is going to be filling in the form, which will percolate all through the music industry, the various channels and between distributors and the digital data exchange. We're probably looking at, it would not surprise me, let's put it this way, if one of the things that I developed called the Beato reader allowance winds up being a standard, because you have no other way of doing it, because you need sub-assets to do it. And there'll be more on that coming. I mentioned that probably a month ago, coming up. It was that morning, I think I came up with this idea. And for those of you who don't know, I'll touch on it later, who these guys are.
Did you name that as well, Hunter?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, because we were talking with Small Boy yesterday, and he was like, I hear absolute nonsense, or he was saying, you new names for all these things, and he's trying to get his head around it. He doesn't know what you're on about.
Yeah, well, he will. It'll come there. But anyway, so again, this is really important that people understand that Raptoreum is unique here because of sub-assets and also assets on the blockchain, not using smart contracts. So what creators and musicians, to start with, will be, they're creating an evidence-grade asset that the music industry will take and run with. For instance, you fill this form out once, create the master asset, which will be immutable, has to be immutable. You can update it with sub-assets. which is a big deal. But that form can be picked up by the JSON file can be picked up by TuneCore or another distributor when the musician goes to distribute their work. And it's a big time saver, but it also enables consistency throughout the chain, throughout the metadata chain. And that's a big deal because a lot of these entities within the industry are having a dickens of a time with names going from lowercase to uppercase and back again, and it makes life kind of miserable for them. So consistency here, we prevent a very big problem. We're solving one, but we're also preventing a very big problem. So I'm very happy that we've locked basically the form in place. We're not going to add any more fields for now. I'm sure Small Paul's really happy about that because I found things that needed to be in there and for the industry, and now we're on top of it. And
Of course
digital
you did.
data.
Of course you did. You wrote a book on it.
Well, yeah, that's. I'll get to the book, but anyway. So the form fields for both the master assets and the sub assets are done, and the sub assets are pretty easy. I just sent that off today, and also the formatting for those when they make an update. The next thing I wanted to touch on was a couple of weeks ago I mentioned I was going to be in a Zoom call with MAPA, which is the Maritime Association here in Panama. And it was with the president of this association. The idea was to do a presentation about what we can do, business case, what it is, give them, and the idea was give them kind of a little buyer's guide, some questions to ask if someone comes in and says, hey, boss, I got this great idea. We're going to use blockchain to do all this. Yeah, well, hold the phone. Not all blockchains are alike. Not all blockchains are immutable. So a little bit of here's some questions to ask your people when they come in and talk to you about blockchain. And then the other thing is to use seafarer credentials as the use case, as one example use case. And that's a big one. And the more we talked about it, he actually gave me an idea that they really need here locally and in every port that shipping containers are used and container ships and cargo ships come in. And that is being able to handle crews getting on and off, disembarking and embarking. Because they'll change crews. Here in Panama, they might do 1,000 transfers a month. And that involves, for him, it involves his company, who is a shipping agent, to get the credentials, and then they go to immigration here, and then they get things stamped, and then they have to go to another place and another place. And they also have problems with, they have to escort crew members to a hotel and babysit them in some cases. In some nationalities, they are tied to the hotel. And they can't leave because they're not allowed to go into Panama. So anyway, there's some real issues. And then you have crew members who disembark and never come back when they're supposed to. And guess where they're going? And that's up north. And that might give you an idea of what I thought of when he said that. And that is, I think I know where I can get the funding for a pilot project. So we went from doing a presentation to kind of putting that aside for the moment and doing exploring a pilot project. So I'm awaiting the process that they use that that they're having troubles with, and then I can take that between Paul and the two Pauls, Small Paul and Binarai, and myself, and see what we can do to brainstorm that. What can we use that we currently have, or at least adapt to what we have for using assets, an app. There's a lot of things that come to mind. But
I think one of the benefits in creating something like in depth to what Small Paul has created with RLIP. Are we allowed to call it RLIP?
That's our shorthand, yeah. Instead of raptorlockip.com, it's just our lip.
RLIP.
Our lip.
So once you've created something so in depth and something that interacts with the chain, and you can create assets and this and that, rather than focusing on what that can do, you can zoom out, take all the pieces of that and rearrange them and turn it into something that could be used for what Hunter's just talked about. So there's a lot of potential in the bigger picture, and it's certainly exciting from where I'm sitting. Yeah. So Hunter, carry on.
So yeah, I'm waiting for the flow chart, so to speak, the process that he goes through for a crew member, and then we'll take that and analyze it and see what we can do. And I'm standing by for that. I hope that happens soon. The next thing is we added the idea, the Beato reader allowance to the metadata form, and what that is. What is Beato? What does that mean? Well, Rick Beato has a YouTube channel with 5.23 million subscribers, and that ought to perk your ears up, because he's been complaining about fair use. And he does educational videos. He's a music professor. He's been a producer. He's based in Atlanta. And it's a great channel. I maybe understand 5% of what he's talking about, but I still love it. He does videos like what makes this song great. And he'll take sections of a song and tell you why, the mechanics of it, the music behind it, the theory, whatever. And even if you're not a musician, it's fun to watch. So he uses his fallback here of using this content, which is otherwise copywritten. He uses what's called fair use, and he started getting these copyright notices, not takedown. I mean, he's starting to get copyright emails and communications, and YouTube saying whatnot. So he finally hired a lawyer full time to handle all these, and he's won them all. But it just keeps coming and coming and coming. And then there's another guy by the name of Adam Reeder who has a wonderful channel called the Professor of Rock, and he has 1.42 million YouTube subscribers. And he's got over 1 million on Instagram, I think it is. So Adam, has gotten the same, he'll interview the artist and he'll try playing the music, but sometimes the publishers are either the group, even the people who own the rights to the music don't allow it to be used. Whereas he's interviewing, let's say, one of the Eagles or one of the Beach Boys, and he's not allowed to use the music. So for some reason, they just don't have a very good system for enabling educators like these two to use a certain portion of their music. And so what I came up with using our assets was the publisher can do a master asset and then use sub-assets to allow channels to use their music. And they can use anywhere from, they can specify 30, 60, or 90 seconds or more. They could fill in an amount of music. So let's say Rick Beato uses a total of 90 seconds, uses, I think, about on average about a minute and a half. So it's anywhere from 60 to 90 seconds of a song. So it may be the beginning, it may be the chorus, and it may be somewhere else, and then the end. So he's not just doing from the start to go 90 seconds. So he's using bits and pieces throughout the song to illustrate things. So he has a legitimate use. In this case, a publisher can say, yes, you can use this in this educational dynamic, for 30, 60, or 90 seconds. And you must, and then there are other things in there, like you have to link back to where you can purchase the song. It's great marketing for publishers. It's dumb not to enable it. And by the way, just a little factoid, Dolly Parton, who's a country star, been around a long time, she's published over 5,000 songs. So her publishing empire is vast. And that is a big catalog, and I'm going to get to that in a moment. Keep that in mind. So Adam is in kind of the same spot. The sub-assets can be, there would be two for a song. It's not uncommon to have a publisher that owns the composition. And then you have the performance copyright, which is the artist. So Led Zeppelin may own the copyright to their performance, but their music is owned by Swan Song Records or Swan Song Publishing, which may have other investors, that kind of stuff. That's not unusual to have that. So the publisher has their master asset, or if I'm a creator and I've sold my rights, what I can do is I can go into my master asset and I can assign the publishing and the recording rights to companies, have that all recorded on the sub-asset, and then the publisher can then link back to their own asset, link back to that one. So there's a chain of evidence here. You can follow the legal part of this. And both these entities can now give permission to creators like Rick Beato and Adam Reeder, and they can even do a whitelist. We have music we use on this channel. We get whitelisted by the artist. So Content ID in YouTube will check, and they'll see the name of our channel, and they'll see certain information. It's all in the metadata. It's automatic, and they see whitelisted. Okay, and they can do the same thing now with these assets. And that's useful in other channels, whether it's TikTok or Instagram or whatever. So the content police looking for copyright infringement now have something that is rock solid. They can make a judgment on. So I think the Digital Data Exchange, which sets the standards for most of the music industry in terms of metadata, who I now have a relationship with, if you will, with the director of technology for them. Once we have this done, I'm going to write to him and show him what we have on RaptorLock and say, how do you think this works with you? Could this be used as a new standard? And because it's the only game in town, what is he going to do? I think we stand a very good chance of creating some waves right there. And I also think, needless to say, I will reach out to Rick Beato and Adam Reeder and say, I think we have a solution for you. You might want to talk about it, and hopefully motivate some publishers and some artists to take advantage of this for the future. So there's 5.23 million subscribers, and another 1 million plus 1.42 million for Adam, who will be hearing about Raptoreum. And so that's the kind of thing in terms of marketing that you want to plug into. You want to find ways of plugging into channels that can get our messaging out in a creative way, and that's exactly what we've done. So anyway, that's Rick and Adam. So I'm looking forward to that. And when
does he refer to himself as Beato?
Beato, yeah.
Because in the UK we would say Beato.
Yeah.
And you know, like if you're listening to a good beat, would you say, "Oh, that's a good beat"?
No, he is God, I think he's Sicilian or he's
Oh, right, okay, okay.
Italian-esque descent somewhere there in
Uh,
that vicinity. Let's put it that way. He'll probably, if he were to watch this, he'd probably be going, "Oh no, no, no." But anyway, I encourage you to, if you haven't seen it, watch it on YouTube.
is it
The
in
last
English?
thing
Is it in
is,
English?
yeah, it is.
Okay,
Yeah,
all right, I'll
both
check
of
it
them
out.
are.
I'll check it out.
The last thing you mentioned the book. The book that I'm writing now is a title, and it is on what I call the known unknown strategy. And Alejandro, I'll run through this real quick. Basically, using assets to create a creativity trail. So the first asset is hidden, but it contains all of the creative proof, like video of putting your cell phone up and videotaping you of writing the song, taking photos of lyrics, whatever's inspired you. It's the backstory to the song, and that is what a court really wants to see. A copyright registration just means you sent a registration in and you got a stamp of approval. Okay, it's registered. But a court's still going to want to see, basically that enables you to sue is what registration does. They're still going to see how did you create it. So the first asset is hidden. No one knows the name. Only the artist knows it. It's password protected. And it is the unknown asset. But as the strategy becomes well known, an infringer will know there's another file out there, and I don't know what date it is, and I don't know what address it is. That is a red warning flag to them. They don't know the date that they have to go earlier than that. The only date that they know they will have to go earlier if they're going to try doing something stupid is what I call the public asset, which is where when you go public, you're going to upload to DistroKid or TuneCore or do a performance, and it's going to be shown on YouTube or whatever. That's when you'd load your public asset with all the metadata on it, and that's the proof, if you will, that the infringer should know. It eliminates some of the big excuse of I didn't know it was copywritten. No, guess what? You should have known. And courts recognize you should have known. There's no more defense because it's immutable and it's available on the blockchain and it's on the Explorer. So it changes the legal landscape, what this does. And then that strategy, I explain it in the book, and then I also talk about enforcement side, what it does for the law. And I've focused basically on the US, and that's where it's going to be interesting in terms of international law to get your input. When you meet, and we meet US federal rules of evidence, which is one of the gold standards in the world. If you can say to a judge in Brazil, this meets US federal rules of evidence, that judge is going to go, oh, okay. That carries a lot of weight in any courtroom almost anywhere on the planet. And certainly all the countries that have signed the Berne Convention, which is about copyright, will be very impressed by that. They'll be very more accepting of that kind of proof. So I go through what you need to do to meet these standards, if you will. And the known unknown strategy is also a bit of psychological warfare. This strategy lowers the bar to federal prosecution. It opens up wire fraud. So a U.S. district attorney or an assistant U.S. district attorney can look at a case now and go, this looks like it could be an easy win. Why not prosecute it? Because it's open and shut case. There's no defense. And as soon as you whip out your card to pay for TuneCore, there's your wire fraud. Simple as that. So we have some very interesting legal things that I can't wait for you to look in the book. And it's basically once the forms are done, over the next couple of days, I'll jump back into that. I've got to write about the Beato reader allowance and a few other things, and then how important it is for musicians in this day and age. They're going to have to buckle down and understand. If they're going to be successful, they've got to understand the metadata. They've got to understand how this works, because it is a business. It's been a business for a long time, and it's even got more intense. So you have to know. And I hope we're going to be giving the book away for free in exchange for their email address. So it's not like I'm putting it on Amazon and charging $10. I am going to have some links to reference books that go to Amazon. I think I'm going to use my. I think I'll use my.
Where are you
my
gonna
social
store those email addresses, Hunter?
That will be up to you, my friend. That's not my.
No, I was thinking you could
Raptoreum.
you could batch them. You could have an email asset with quantum encryption.
There he goes
on it.
again.
And you could have the metadata updated every time you own another 10. You could set up an automation to do that. So the emails wouldn't actually be saved anywhere locally. They would be in a decentralized space. I would like to know the positives and the potential negatives of doing that. Obviously, the data cannot be accessed because it's under quantum encryption. But
That's a good thing.
what are the implications of that? That's what I'd like to know. Anyway, are you done, Hunter? Are you done?
I'm just all I'm really on about here is how important this is, and how the impact this will have on many different parts of music.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the tip of the iceberg. I think film, audio, visual is going to be even more complex, because you're not only you could be dealing with music, you're dealing with publishing, and the video side. And I haven't, and now, but we do have a contact for that within that realm. And he's like, let me know when you get to doing audio visual, and I'll help you out. So, awesome. And that's one of the standards bodies. So yeah, this is all. I think we're in a really good spot, and we should be tying this up probably in the next week or so. I really don't see much standing in the way of that now.
I have asked him to layer the assets within a wallet, so you could see the tree as such of the masters and the subs within the wallet, because that organization, I think, is important. Because if you wanted to show somebody else or someone in a legal setting or something like that, they don't need to log in, because it's an open, decentralized ledger. Whether the data within that is encrypted or not, that's up to whoever creates the assets and issues the data within them. So there's no reason why that kind of structure cannot happen. So let's see if he can pull it off. He did have a big sigh when I told him that was important, and I'm pretty sure I mentioned it last week as well, that it would be something.
I think you did.
Yeah. Anyway.
He did something else that we mentioned last night, and that is, if you go on and look at the Explorer now, you'll see that every asset, and by the way, it only shows assets with graphics. You'll see a stats page now on the Explorer, asset stats, how many assets there are. That's going to be tweaked a little bit, but the other thing that he did that we really loved was, now assets have a little tiny master or sub, little tag on them, so you know if it's a master asset or a sub asset. So these little things that he's doing are marvelous. And
the only thing I don't like about that is the color, like purple. I don't know if that really fits in with the whole. So if you're watching Small Paul, purple. Also, if you go to the Explorer Small Paul, you've got colors, different greens, different blues. Could do with matching them all up, really. using the same color code for all the blues and things like that. But we'll have a talk about that on Tuesday.
Yeah, unless he's fixed it by then. So, Alejandro, you're going to be getting some, there's some blog posts that we're doing to help clarify things. I've got a blog post for streaming services to how to use this. There's a blog post for cease and desist help with hosting services and what they need to know, because we're not their enemy. They need to know what they're on the hook for, because now they're going to be on the hook. That's the thing. We've looped in, because of all this, we've looped in now not just the website owner, it's now the ISP. Once the ISP is given the notice, they're on the hook. They're either going to be a co-conspirator, if you will, or whatever you call it in legalese, but they're either party to the crime or they're against the crime. And if that doesn't work, then you go up to the data pipe. So that's the next level up. And when you have immutable proof, and by the way, here it is, here's the link, that's going to send some shockwaves through that. And because Charlie's in the hosting business, when he's well, I asked him to review that just to see if it comes across as combative, and it's not meant to. It's meant, here's the new reality for you. Since you're in this business, you're now on the hook because it's provable. And so there'll be other industry players that will do blog posts for, but there's also attorneys, like assistant or U.S. district attorneys. That can expand to Mexico, and it can expand to the legal profession all over the world. So we want them to be aware of what this can do. So hang on, gird your loins, young man, because you're about to get a lot of stuff. And certainly do appreciate your valuable input. And there you go.
Yeah, it might not sound like it due to Hunter's very simple speech there, but he really does know what he's talking about. He's very well versed in this topic. Some of the things he says goes right over my head. I don't even know what he's on about half the time. But if you do understand what he's on about, which I'm sure many of you do, then it's valuable stuff. I'm more of a zoom out guy, so it's
somebody's got to know this stuff that way.
I've got a clue, bro.
Oh, and I should say that I was right when I started writing the book. About a week after I started writing it, I was in kind of a mood. I'm going after these infringers. I was in that mindset. How can I go after the infringers? About a week after I started the book, I came down with shingles, which is not fun, and it put me in a really nasty, ornery mood. So I threw the kitchen sink at anything I could think of, including shock and awe. I thought of all sorts of stuff to go after infringers, and I looped them all into the mix. So you'll probably have a lot of fun reading it. It is in English.
Well, if it took shingles to get this book down, is there any way of giving you shingles again and maybe giving you another task?
Only if you want me to be really pissed.
Well, I've seen you really pissed, maybe a few times. You were really pissed the other day in one of the chats. I did notice. I did enjoy that. It's good to see. Budweiser enjoyed it as well.
Did you know that, by the way, a little housekeeping note on Telegram, on the general channel, we have people dropping by and doing airdrops for, what is this? It's, no, wait, where is it? What is this place? It's a coin, Somnia, SOMNIA. Do we have any people do we know anyone over there?
I don't think so.
Okay. Well, I signed on to their Discord and I sent a note to one of their moderators, a nice one. I said, hey, look, I'm a mod too. And your guys are dropping into our channel against our rules and leaving these airdrop notices. And all I do when I see them is I delete them, I ban them, and I report them. So they're doing no good doing this. And so, hey, from one mod to another, knock it off. I mean, tell them, no, don't do this.
From one mod to another. You better not have me come back here with shingles. Yeah.
I already called them out on Twitter.
Because I'll be shutting this Discord down.
When are you going to finish that book?
It should be, well, I want to make sure the forms are done. So within probably the next 5 to 7 days. So
And the book is going to be an asset, I guess.
it will be an asset.
Yes.
Whether
PDF
or not it is a PDF. Yeah, it will be PDF. And but the idea, of course, is to build a marketing list. So I don't know if I'm going to put it as an asset.
Yes. That thing about the marketing list is a very good idea. I was thinking that iNotes have, I don't know how many clients on their webpage, and they never ask me for an email. They never ask me for nothing for do marketing. It's a shame that they don't have that kind of. I know people talking too much about privacy. Oh, what are you gonna do with my data, with my email, and blah blah blah. Too many people talk about it. But of course, all the other projects are always getting an email from a person because or any important information, because when you want to share something special, when you want to share an information or a special moment of the community, you need to have an email, at least an email, so the people can have an email. And that's a shame that iNotes is closing down with so many people on the platform, with many clients there, and they never get me my email. I was only using Discord to get into the iNotes, and Sully Notes to other platforms too.
The big question here, not really a question, the big benefit here is we can keep in touch with this community and let them know when we do improvements, and if we find something new. It'll be a good conversation to be had with them, and I'm sure. I'm now looking. By the way, Sons of Legion just signed with Red Light Management, so they're going to have. They also have a publishing company which will be handling all their copyrights. So anyway, the search continues for artists to work with, and I found 2 that I have to reach out to that I like their music. And I ran their songs by my wife, who is a musician and a singer. She's been a singer a long time. She has perfect pitch. So she knows talent when she hears it. So she approves. Both of them are very talented. So, and they have not signed with labels. So anyway, I'm going to reach out to them and see if they're willing to be some of the first users of Raptor Lock IP. And anyway, onward.
All right. Okay, so I'm going to go over to the YouTube right now and see if there's any questions. If you've got any questions for us, please send them to either the YouTube comments section. Bear in mind, you need to be a subscriber for at least a minute on the YouTube in order to make a comment, or you can put them in the stream party chat at the Discord as well. Maybe we should make a stream chat on the Telegram as well. For some people, might only use Telegram. And then we'll have 3 chats. But anyway, let's have a look what we've got. Dario Zalazar saying, do you have any news about when shared nodes will be available? I heard somewhere that they are developing them. Who is developing them? Is that the Raptoreum developers, or is that a different service? I know that there are a couple of services that well, one of them does have shared nodes, and the other one, it's in the process. And I did mention before that I would let the community know when that is active and live, and we've checked them out and made sure that they are fully legit before we share to the community, and that we're happy with them. So once that is once the ink is dry on that, then we will send that out, and you can join their website. But yes, there's only external bodies at the moment that are offering shared node services. Obviously, iNodes, as Alejandro mentioned, just is closing down. Sully Nodes is also no longer. But you know, there's a lot of people these days, especially with the recent price action on altcoins. There's a lot of people these days that are just simply buying whole nodes because they're quite easy to access these days. So there's various node services out there that, such as Pecunia and Node Hub and a few others as well, that allow you to install full RTM nodes with your 1.8 million on your core wallet, and very good prices as well. I did pin Node Hub. They had some sort of introductory offer for Raptoreum nodes as well. That was in the X. If you scroll down on the X, you'll probably find that. But yes, considering iNodes, the announcement that they put out there, I think it's really pleasing to see that the community didn't just throw all their RTM at the market and bail. It's clear to us all that people, despite all the things that are going on in the world with altcoins and the market, which, bear in mind, will turn around. Not financial advice to your own research, but it's nice to see that people value their nodes and value the potential in the development aspect, and also the aspirations as a chain that we're aiming towards. And when Hunter keeps talking, maybe more people hold on to nodes. I don't know. But it's great. And obviously, I always say, we are here. We're not here because we're getting paid, right? That's not the case. We're here because we're passionate in what we're doing. We believe we'll get to where we want to get to. We can see the road there, and we can see the end goals. And what is being created is game changing. It's really secure in blockchain and giving a better option for people who are having issues of being rugged, having issues of broken smart contracts, having issues of just simply like the way wallets are deployed and how they can be how they can have backdoors into them and things like that. Raptoreum is tried and tested technology for over a long time. I mean, it's based on the original Bitcoin code that went over to Dash, and then we've heavily modified a lot of that. But it's tried and tested, and we have been up and active, and we haven't had any major issues with the network since mainnet. So I think that's testament to the strength of the network, and also the security of the chain as well. Okay, Dario, I hope that answered your question. I'm not sure whether I did. I brushed over many topics there, really. Grey Race is asking, how does RTM perform against the Venezuelan Bolivar? Alejandro, you can answer that.
Well, I think that Venezuelan Bolivar is losing every day more profit, more zeros. So Venezuelan Bolivar, you can compare RTM with the Venezuelan Bolivar, because the Venezuelan Bolivar have no trust from anybody, you see. But in Raptoreum is different. In Raptoreum, you don't have a dictatorship, or you don't have a system that is run from the beginning, from the root, In Raptoreum, you have technology, and you have a good blockchain technology, decentralized blockchain technology. So it's a big difference. It have nothing to do with the Bolivar. Of course, the Bolivar lost more value every day because nobody trusts in it. And you can trust in persons, you can trust in government. But of course, you can't trust in um, in all these politicals and all these problems. But in technology, you have an option, you have a choice. You see, you have a decentralized way to have some value there, accumulate some value in your wallet. So it's a big difference. Bolivar doesn't have to do with this.
I think Grey Race was talking about the price. I suppose the chart against the Bolivar. So if you put instead of using US dollar, what does the chart look like next to the Bolivar? So let me.
Yes, he wants to.
Yeah, carry on, Alejandro. You carry on.
If you compare the Bolivar with the dollar, and if you compare the chart, the Bolivar with the dollar, is every day worse. It has been 24 zeros in takedowns from the Bolivar, so it's an inflation every day. And the Bolivar, the beginning of the year was 100 Bolivar, $1, and now it's almost 300 Bolivars for $1. So it's 300% of inflation in less than 1 year. It's a crazy thing. Bolivars are making me crazy. That's why I keep accumulating Raptoreum all the time on my wallet. I don't want no more Bolivars, and I'm away from the dollars too.
Well, against the Bolivar, we're actually up on the 7-day chart against the Bolivar. But we're about, we're up on the month as well. But 3 months we are slightly down against the Bolivar. So, yes. Anyway, that's not financial advice. We're not suggesting you should buy RTM or the Bolivar. But you make your own decisions. Okay.
Don't buy Bolivar, for sure.
All right. Has anyone got any more questions for us?
In stream, Fudweiser was late to the update. He was working late.
Oh, really?
He was not happy. Yeah. So anyway, he missed the big piggy idea. He'll have to go watch the repeat. There, I'll motivate you, Fud. Go for it when we're done.
Okay, I think that's about it for that.
Yeah.
You've still got time. If anyone wants to send any questions for us, feel free. Okay, on this YouTube channel, we have memberships that you can be part of. There's 4 different levels, and anything from $1 up to, I think it's like $20 or something like that. And that really helps myself and Hunter and the rest of the team to push on initiatives that we are working on, and to do some light marketing for those initiatives. So, and also supports the channel and helps us grow with various things like licensing and things like that. So for all those that are currently supporting us in memberships, we thank you with all of our feathers, because we are birds, aren't we? And for those that are thinking about it, we're not going to beg you, but it really would be great if you did. And yes, anything from $1 up to $20 to support us. Don't forget also, we are on X, we're on Instagram, we're on Threads, we're on Reddit, we're on Medium, we're in loads of places, and that's at Raptoreum. We're also on TikTok, that's at official Raptoreum. We're also on YouTube, obviously. If you're watching us right now, please hit that like button because it helps us with the YouTube algorithm. And also, once the stream has ended and then goes into the video section on our channel, hit the like there as well, and also make a comment.
There's ask questions there too.
What's that? Sorry.
You can always ask questions in the comments section.
Yeah. Thanks for that. Yeah, you can ask questions in the comments section, and we will answer them. Generally, if they're not like stupid questions.
Well, there's stupid and then there's ignorant. Okay, and ignorance is just you need to get up to speed. You're about 2 years behind the times. And you're still thinking this is, mining project and not a blockchain project. Right.
I've just realised Alejandro was on the big screen while I was doing all of that. Okay, sorry about that, guys. Well, he deserves the stage time, He hasn't been here for a while. Okay, I think it's time we. What was you gonna say, Alejandro?
No, thank you for keeping me in the big screen for a little while.
No problem. It'd be really nice to have you back again.
Us. The good-looking one gets the screen time. Very good, Alejandro.
Okay, now I'm going to have a look at coinmarketleague.com to see where we are, and we are number 4 at the moment. We've got Hex above us, and Libertarian Dog, and that Stool Presidente. So, guys, get voting on Coin Market League, because we're usually top. And Budweiser usually gives you a little whip amongst all the different communities that we have for Raptoreum to really get those votes in. We can do better than that, guys. We can. Okay, we're also doing votes on minerstat.com. If you head over to minerstat.com/coins, you can vote for us on there. So if you click on RTM, bearing in mind we are the top one on Minerstat at the moment with 4.93 in the top rated coin section, just over Bitcoin. Maybe one day that'll be on CoinGecko. Will be number 1. We'll see. But yes, that helps us out if you could put your votes on there and get us to the top of the list. Puts us in the eyes of the miners who are potentially looking for something new to mine with their CPU. So great stuff, guys. Thanks for voting on there. And again, please, if you haven't already, vote for RTM on minerstat.com/coins, and you'll see the RTM logo right at the top there. Alejandro, I'm going to allow you, being as you are our special guest today, to give us some final words to finish this stream off. Go ahead.
Well, thank you for the opportunity. I think that all the altcoins are having hard times, and Raptoreum, even that all the other altcoins are having a hard time, Raptoreum is still building and still working, and we are having progress every day. So keep in touch. Don't forget to follow us on the social networks, and you will see my face around here a lot now. We're gonna finish 2025 in a very good position in the blockchain technology. I'm sure about it.
Okay, and can you give us a 10-second song in Spanish about Raptoreum?
A 10-second song?
Yeah, song, yeah. Can you sing us a 10-second song about Raptoreum in Spanish?
Well, that's a difficult thing because...
No, it's not. It's not. Come on, let's go.
Oh, you are giving me a hard time now. What I can say...
you can do opera style, you can do it like boy band style, you could do it, rave style, it's even Barbie style if you really want to. It's up to you,
Yes, well, we can say that descentralización es el camino. Nada más nos puede llevar al final. La descentralización es el camino. Algo así, something like that.
Carry on, that was good. I was enjoying that. Do you know what? I didn't actually think you would do it.
Well,
Alejandro delivers. We should have put a super chat up for that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Yeah. We'll remember for next time.
Decentralization is the way. What else are you gonna do? We're gonna still live under centralization where everybody controls everything. So so a few persons control too much. It's no other way. Decentralization is the way, and Raptoreum is a good way. Yep. I think so.
Thank you very much, Alejandro. I have been Paul Mills, aka Binarai from Raptoreum Core. Hunter.
I haven't a clue who I am. No, I'm Hunter Schultz, Strategic Director.
Descentralización es el camino.
That'll do. See you later, guys. It's been a pleasure.
See you. Cheers.
Ciao.
Don't forget to go to Telegram after the stream ends.
I'm living my nightmare. It is a monster. It's in my head. I'm living my nightmare. It's in my head. I'm out of air. There has been a wild kind of strong and kind of back. More kind of wild kind of strong. He breaks me like hell.
Raptoreum. We'll see you at Telegram community. Collect some of those RTM coins. Catch you in a bit.